add that to the chat later. It's not the previous one because that one was wonky for longer. But so I've just been on the deck, although I prefer to use my hand. I've just been on the deck. Okay, but we're going back. Okay, and now it's just over 20, like just so. Yeah, so I was trying to connect on the deck, and sometimes we can get it to. And I'm not joking at all. Must have tried at least 15. Oh, there's a nice breeze. At least 15 times. No, actually, probably closer to 30. That's what I was going to say, and I would say that's actually pretty accurate. Then I come inside, and it was a bit quicker, and apparently rolling for 19 minutes. So, I'm going to think then that you will have heard what sort of prompted it. There was a few things that prompted this, and I've managed to now have something really nice to eat. Didn't know what I was going to have. We got a very small grocery order delivered, and mostly drinks and sauces and usual stuff. But anywho, we're going to be treating ourselves soon. But I ended up doing this really nice curry paneer with a little bit of veggie and some nuts, and had a piece of leftover pizza with it. And I think there was a bit of too, so it was really nice. Anywho, so I think they were all in the same tree. We thought we maybe had a nest, and I think I seen it actually in another fan which we never used, but I think it's the same tree. And I heard what I later realized. No, that's a squirrel. That's our dog jumping on the door. Are you coming in or what? You silly thing. Sorry, the dog. Um, and then I heard birds. So I was like, okay, it's both. And I don't know. As much as it was annoying, it was kind of interesting to. No, he wants me to be out there with him, I think. So I'm just going to do this quickly. It was kind of interesting to hear the two talking together. And I don't know if it's a matter of I don't usually. I'm fairly aware of myself and in general. I've been told, and I believe it's true. Um, so either I'm not around when that kind of thing happens very often, or it doesn't happen very often. And it was just kind of interesting to me. I would love. It was supposed to be very, very hot out today. However, there's a nice breeze. So I'm trying to decide, because of a call I got earlier, whether I want to try and take care of something or not. Just because I'm offline does not necessarily mean I've decided yes. Could mean the device is being wonky, could mean I'm doing other things. But I don't know. I know I can enjoy the back later. Sorry. But I was out back. But I know I can enjoy being in our yard later. The only thing is it might be too hot later. I'm trying to, as people like to say, practitioners and health coaches, and even myself, because here I am saying it, listening to my body and my mind. And I thought, I'm in a very creative mode, although I've gotten some of that out. And it's kind of like, am I going to be, and I mean, sometimes I am very easily overstimulated. Am I going to be more so if I go out right now? Is this going to complicate matters with the thing I'm trying to do if I wait until Monday, essentially? And I could do something that may or may not make it easier on my back, but my lower back is a little tight. It's not bad, but it's a little tight feeling. And I'm hesitant to take this back out there and to, the Wi-Fi's changing, and there's a lot more, and they kind of sometimes, you know. So I'm just rolling with it, folks. I'm just rolling with it. I think that's what the message is here. And, um, we should all be aiming for good for us and others, but nobody's here for me hear me say that, but they might tune in at some point. But I really want to wait. That's the other thing. I want, but then again, there has been the occasional time where it'll say there's no viewers, and then a comment comes in and they say, yeah, I'm here. And sometimes there's a delay, and sometimes it's just inaccurate. So it is important to note that this is not a great sign. And also that other people can't necessarily make a decision for us. They can try and encourage us, from their perspective and what they feel would be easiest. And that's one thought that brought me in, actually, was that I was thinking that there's something I need to take care of. I've tried to take care of it once. Apparently I have to do a bit more. And if I had a working vehicle, I could just hop. I mean, I guess a bus is considered that, but I really don't. What I'm going to do isn't costing anything, and I know it's not a lot, but I don't know. I really don't like our transit system that much, and having to rely on buses. The other day, if I wasn't going very far. It was nice enough out. I thought, okay, I'll have the exercise, but it did just so happen that I happened to be right across the street as a bus pulled up at a stop where there's not very many. And it actually kind of stayed there for a little while too. So if I had changed my mind, I probably would have been able to catch it. But I didn't, so I didn't. And then I thought, oh, could I get it at the next stop and run for it? That I'm a little unsure whether I would have actually got it or not. I think it started to go faster or something. I don't know. Anyway, the point of the matter is that I would like someone to be here for my energy and my efforts. And I'd like to know that they're here. So I will sit here and wait until they are. Because we all want to know that our efforts are making an impact and are worthwhile. And so what I think this is looking like, this device, which can be a bit wonky, has been pretty good today. When it's wonky, when the connection drops, I will try my very best to not be gone for very long. But I think it will be telling me as a person, right? Because they're like, oh, if it's going to be wonky, then I'm not going to be able to settle into this, and that's what I came for. But, and I'm not faulting people for that kind of thinking, because, and as long as I know this is not the right one, because, just a moment. Now he's fine with me not being out there with him. Earlier he was like, no, I don't want to come in. I'm just going to jump at the door so that you can come out. Now he's like, okay, I'll roll with it. Which was what I'm trying to do. But yeah, if I had a car, I'd be down there in 10 or 15 minutes. I guess I'd be back in about 10 or 15 minutes, and I'd be there for hopefully only about 5 or 10 doing the thing I want to do, or need to do. So that is 40, 45? It may not be that much difference, but energy-wise, it would be easier, although the exercise is good. I think that's why that kid sometimes gets dropped off and then the bus comes down the street. Energy-wise is good to do it. And then also, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say what Monday's weather is going to be like. It's hard to say what it's going to be like later today, too, I suppose, but like Monday's weather, even if it's forecasted as hot, there might be a nice breeze, there might not be. And then I'd have to put it off more and more and more. The thing is that it is only 12 o'clock, so it's still nice and early. So anywho, when it drops, I will let that be an invitation, perhaps, for me and anyone watching. Again, and there was somebody briefly there. Maybe they haven't left, because sometimes that's wonky. But maybe they have, in which case I'm talking to air. And I might as well talk to myself then, So I'll wait, I think. But I don't want to wait forever, I do have a difficulty with waiting sometimes, for all the reasons that one might imagine, whether they do as well or they don't. I mean, and I understand sometimes we have to, but it's still hard. And I think if we can not have to, find ways not have to, which does make me think of this errand I want to do. Like, I have the ability. I don't really need to rely on anybody else. I have the ability to go and do it. So maybe I should. But I have time. I have time, and if the weather stays pretty consistently the way it is right now, then I can still do it today. Um, but right now, what I'm kind of feeling is like, in the viewer left, like you're just trying to talk yourself through your day. Why do we need to be here for that? Because this may be more than that, and because I might need help, and because you might need help. But anyway, they'd already either long gone or just came back. So either way, welcome. I kind of want to read some poetry slash music that I have created. It looks like there's not a lot of cloud in the sky. It looks like it's going to be pretty consistent weather-wise today. Um, and it would only be my own fault if what I want to go do. There's a few things involved in the process, but I can only do this one part today probably. But if I don't, it may or may not make the rest of it, harder than it really needs to be. So, um, 73%. Okay. I guess, aside from the fact that I'm in podcast creativity mode, aside from those two things, I guess the thing that's really making me a little unsure, and again, I'd really rather wait till there's somebody here. Do I have to call somebody? No, I don't mean that. But what time is it? 12:17? Well, she doesn't have that number. Actually, and she's not at work today. This friend of mine, she's at a market, and I know that. I almost didn't, but I do know that. So she's kind of busy. I'm going to go get my water, take a breath of fresh air, and come back. Yeah, you look like you want to come in, so don't be distracted. Okay, I'm back, and I think the dog wants to be distracting. Really, he wants a treat, and he knows that if he distracts me while I'm trying to do a video or be on the phone, I'll give in and give him a treat. So he has us trained well. What can I say? Or will I? I don't know. Right now he's not really being noisy, but he's kind of just glanced at them. I don't know if he realized, because they're kind of in a bowl, high-ish up, but I think he's noticing them. I think he is. And I can sense he's starting to want to be noisy. And let me know that. So, of course I don't want this to take my energy. But, you know what? I'm doing my best to go with the flow. You know what? There is a nice breeze out there, but for some reason I'm not feeling it in here. Not breezy, hot inside. Did I leave off at the 40 mark? Maybe. No, it's not clouding up. There's a little bit of cloud in the sky, but it's not otherwise clouding up. So, it's interesting because self-help is often, prescribed in group therapy or therapy in general or, books or videos. So, I was just going to say this isn't necessarily a self-help, you know, um, um, channel or video, especially. But maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it can be, and maybe it's also beneficial to others, right? So, nobody's here yet at the moment.